Cape Town is one of those cities that I literally cannot get enough of. It's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever visited, and the energy and vibe of the people here are contagious. I've been here on multiple occasions, and today I'm going to show you Cape Town like I promise you've never seen before. In this video, we're going to be checking out things to do, such as attractions, their highly underrated nightlife, my accommodations, and more, so that you'll have an idea of some things to do in the city in case you decide to visit. So sit back and relax as we explore Cape Town, South Africa. An interesting fact about South Africa is that they have 3 capital cities that manage the country's 3 branches of government. Cape Town, also known as the Mother City, is the country's legislative capital and is the largest city in the Western Cape province of South Africa. It has a population of about 4.9 million people, and like I mentioned, is one of the world's most beautiful cities. So, one of the funnest places I visited while in Cape Town was a farmer's market called the Old Biscuit Mill. Now to my fellow Americans watching, this isn't your typical farmer's market. The Old Biscuit Mill has a lively atmosphere with busy markets that feature unique shops, handmade crafts, and a huge food market that has delicious meals from vendors all over the world. I tried a little bit of everything. Different foods from Ghana, Kenya, Italy, and even South African specialties like biltong. There were also a gang of different bars serving all types of alcohol, and multiple DJs across the venue playing the latest hits. But the highlight of the market was the unforgettable party that kicked off in the late afternoon. At this point, the DJs had switched from playing all the top songs from around the world to playing straight up Amapiano, which for those that don't know, is the extremely popular South African music that is currently taking the world by storm. Actually, Amapiano has become my favorite music to listen and dance to. And if you've been to South Africa before, then you know that ain't no party like a South African party. On this day, the weather was perfect. Sunny with just the right amount of breeze, making it a great day to be outdoors in this environment. If you're in Cape Town during the weekend, you're definitely missing out if you don't visit the Old Biscuit Mill. Now when you think about the nightlife in South Africa, for most people, Johannesburg immediately comes to mind, as it's one of the best places in the world to party. But what a lot of people don't know is that Cape Town's nightlife is excellent as well. One of the first night spots I went to was the Club Rands, located in the township of Charlalitja. As soon as you walk into this place, you can literally feel the energy, which was incredible. The venue kind of gives off concert vibes, with the DJs up on the main stage as the focal point playing all the latest Amapiano hits. I went here alone, but while walking past security, management invited me into the VIP area at no charge, which was pretty cool, and man was it super lit up here. The drinks were flowing, there were beautiful women everywhere, and everybody was extremely friendly. I had no clue that it went down like this in the townships. Another club that I visited while in Cape Town was the Club Sook, a very sleek and stylish club. The decor, lighting, and dress code definitely gave it an upscale feel. In Club Sook, they played a majority of Amapiano, but also mixed in some Afro beats, hip hop, and R&B. The drink menu offered a wide variety, and the prices were fair for a high-end spot. You can get a beer for about $2 US or a bottle of Hennessy for about $60. Like most places in Cape Town, the people were very welcoming and the women were absolutely stunning. Probably one of the best nightclubs in the city. Now the last place I visited was a Yeppy Yep Lifestyle Lounge. Visually, this club was really nice, with plush seating, gold accents, and colorful lights creating a great atmosphere for a night out. The DJs played a blend of Amapiano and Afro House, which kept the crowd moving. The Cape Town nightlife is always a good time, and if partying is your thing, this is one of the cities you're bound to have some fun nights in. Now during my last visit to Cape Town, I visited the top of Table Mountain via the cable car. But this time, I wanted to hike up the mountain, so I headed over to the Patty Clip Gorge starting point, as I heard this was one of the easier trails to hike up the mountain. The trail began very easy and peacefully. You're surrounded by all types of natural sounds, such as birds, creeks, and a calm breeze. Now the weather this day was very hot, so by the time I reached the halfway point, my clothes were drenched in sweat. However, the higher I climbed, the more beautiful the views of the city got. The sights you see while on the trail are definitely worth the hike. Now the last part of the trail is when it really got challenging. The steep rocky steps seemed to never end, and my leg muscles were on fire. However, right when I started to think this hike was a mistake, I finally made it to the top. The 360-degree views of Cape Town from the top of Table Mountain are absolutely worth it. Table Mountain is always a good experience, and I highly recommend visiting if you're ever in the city. If you didn't know, Cape Town is also known for having really good restaurants. Now, when I was in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, one of my favorite restaurants was the Cape Town Fish Market. And they also had one in Windhoek, Namibia that was pretty good as well. So now that I was back in Cape Town, you know I had to eat at the original Cape Town Fish Market. The restaurant is located in an area called the VA Waterfront, near lots of shops and beautiful views of the ocean. You'll also find a lot of music groups performing traditional songs. The menu features a wide variety of fresh seafood, including sushi, calamari, and grilled fish, along with non-seafood options like steak and burgers. This day, I had the salmon, rice, and veggies, and it was delicious. Now, probably my favorite restaurant during this trip was the restaurant Amber on Brie. Located right in the heart of the city, Amber on Brie has a warm, inviting ambiance combined with a lively vibe. This night, they had a local band performing, which brought both energy and entertainment to the evening. The last restaurant I'll highlight is the restaurant Therapy. This restaurant had a wide variety of different food options, and the steak was delicious. The atmosphere of the restaurant makes for a popular spot for both casual meals and special occasions. Plus, the drinks were on point. If you're a foodie like me, trying restaurants throughout the city is an event in and of itself, because Cape Town arguably has the best restaurants in all of Africa. During this trip, I also booked a tour through the City Sightseeing Company to visit Cape Point and to go on the popular Penguin Tour. The bus ride to Cape Point, which is on the southern tip of the Cape Peninsula, took about an hour and a half. On the bus, you get a short history lesson about Cape Town, and also get a chance to see some of the beautiful South African landscape. Once you get to Cape Point, you have an option to either take the vernacular up to the lighthouse or to hike, which takes about 20 minutes depending on your fitness level. The hike up to the Cape Point Lighthouse has breathtaking scenery, including rugged cliffs, interesting vegetation unique to the region, and dramatic ocean views. The Cape Point Lighthouse has long been a significant landmark for sailors since the 15th century. Portuguese explorers first rounded the Cape Point in 1488, originally naming it the Cape of Storms. The panoramic views you get from the top are truly unforgettable. Now, after climbing back down from the lighthouse, I decided to eat at the restaurant on the property called Two Oceans. It's actually a really beautiful restaurant that has some pretty good food with great views from the patio. Now that I had seen the lighthouse and was refueled, I decided to next walk down to see the actual Cape of Good Hope. The hike from the Cape Point Lighthouse to the Cape of Good Hope is pretty easy. The trail winds through pristine landscapes with all kinds of views of the ocean, cliffs, and beaches. Along the way, you'll encounter other hikers, people praying, people doing yoga, and I met a lot of cool individuals from all around the world. Now, the hike up to the peak was a bit challenging. However, just like at the lighthouse, once you reach the top, it's definitely worth it. After a few hours, the tour bus then headed to Boulders Beach to visit the penguin colony. Boulders Beach is the only place in Africa where you will find the African penguin. Just like most places throughout the Cape, the entire area was stunning. The beach was full of smooth granite boulders and has crystal clear waters. As you can imagine, the highlight of Boulders Beach was the huge colony of African penguins chilling along the beach. It was cool watching the penguins from the wooden boardwalks designed to protect their habitat. Having these new experiences, along with the great weather, was a perfect way to spend my last day in Cape Town. Now, as far as my accommodations, I stay in an Airbnb apartment located right in the middle of the city on the popular Long Street. The apartment came equipped with Wi-Fi, a washing machine, television, and had security at the entrance of the building. However, the best part about the apartment was the location, as it was in walking distance from many restaurants, bars, and even the sightseeing tour bus company. Surprisingly, the apartment only cost me about $40 a day, which at the time of this trip was the average in this area. As far as visa requirements, US passport holders do not need a visa for South Africa if staying less than 90 days. When it came to transportation, I used Uber the entire trip, and to get to most places that I went to around the city, only cost me between $3 and $12 US. I absolutely love visiting Cape Town. I come at least once a year, and as you can see, I never run out of things to do. The city is filled with friendly and beautiful people, and each visit is always better than the last. If you've visited before or you're from here, let the community know some other cool places to visit in Cape Town. Also, if you're planning a trip here, be sure to watch my other videos of the city to help plan your trip. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.